All right, good evening, everybody. I'm going to try to be respectful of everybody's time here, so we can go ahead and get this going right away. Um, so we should be, if I'm not mistaken, completely good with Division 1 and 3 right now. I may need to go in and do some tiebreakers here while we're looking at Division 2, but um, just wanted to give you kind of an overview. Um, Mr. Nolte crunched the numbers a lot for us yesterday in order to look at the different standings that you all were asking about. Look, he went through all of the different tiebreakers and everything like that. So, um, based upon the conversations that we have had, we've looked at all the matches and rounds one as our number one tiebreaker. So that is taken into consideration when we're looking at seeding. Um, we've also looked at then head to head as far as those teams that have faced off head to head. That's more so going to be within your conference standings. Once we start getting into scheduling the top 16, we're really looking at the rounds one because there's going to be no differential really between head to head, and it's going to be difficult to calculate strength of schedule. So I just wanted to give you an idea, and I can even show you here real quick. It is going to spoil a little bit of Division Three here, uh, but it won't show you the bracket. So just to kind of give you an idea of all the stats. Again, just wanted to double check here. All of the stats that we've collected throughout this entire process. We have head to head. We have then everything from matches won by forfeit, matches lost by forfeit, average games lost, average games won. So we have all of this material that Mr. Nolte crunched the numbers on. We discussed last night as a board. Again, took into consideration some of the conversation that we were having um, within the Discord as well, hearing feedback from you, the students and competitors. So we did our best in order to create what we think is the best overall bracket um, based upon our sample size. So without, I guess, further ado here, I'll start working on Division 3. So these are the 16 teams that we have here. So we got Bondwell, Valders, Winnebago Lutheran, Bruce, Lomira, Deerfield, Random Lake, Wisconsin Height, Williams Bay, Durand, Arkansas, Phillips, Little Wolf, Wisconsin Connection Academy, Pacelli, Barron, and the Wisconsin Virtual Learning. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go in reverse order here. We're going to start down with the 16 seed, limping into the playoffs here. Are our friends at Random Lake coming in with a 2-4 record. They were able to go ahead and beat the Augusta Beavers, but lost to Bondwell. So just to give you an idea, so we're coming in at a 2-4 with the 15th seed here. Let's see here. We got to scroll to Phillips here. So way up north there, Phillips. Coming in also at, or sorry, coming in at 3-4, having won 11 games and lost 14 total. So that's again rounds played. So looking at the 14 seed here, we're going to have Bruce, Red Riders, coming in at 14. They're coming in at 2-4. And again, just because of the average games won, they're not in the same conference, so there's going to be a little bit of a difference. The 13th seed is going to go ahead and be Bondwell. They're coming in at a 2-4 record. They beat Random Lake and then lost to the Augusta Beavers. So they're coming in with an average games won of a 1.17. Looking at then the 12 seed is going to go ahead and be Williams Bay here. Williams Bay is coming in at 4-2. They lost to Deerfield is one of their big matches. They're coming in at an average of about 2.33. So again, scaling these up based upon the seeds as well and from what conferences. So take that into consideration with some of this seeding too. The 11th seed is going to go ahead and be Wisconsin Heights here. They needed to complete their game today against Wisconsin Connection Academy. The 10 seed here is going to go ahead and be the Lomira Lions. This is their first season competing, coming in at 4-3. They were able to go ahead and they won 10 and lost 12. So, unfortunately, they had one forfeited match for them. So that's sometimes unfortunate. And again, I apologized in the Discord today. There are way too many. There are way too many forfeits, and I feel really bad for that. So we will do better. Looking at the 9th seed, it's already in place. It's the Wisconsin Virtual Learning coming in at 5-1. I feel very bad for this group here. 3 of their wins came from forfeits. So they didn't get to play a large number of their games. And that's unfortunate for their first season. So I would like to shout an apology out to them. So coming in at the 8th seed here is going to be the Winnebago Lutheran Rocket League team. They're coming in at 5-2. Just above them is going to be Deerfield. So the previous Division 5 winner coming in with a record of 4-2. Just above Deerfield is going to be the Wisconsin Connection Academy. They are coming in at a 6-1 record. They have not lost a game yet. I may have to double check that one, but it's either that or we missed a stat. So let me, before I click save on this one, I will need to double check that one. But up next in the 5th seed currently is going to be Little Wolf. They are 6-1. I believe this is their first varsity season for Rocket League. Just above Little Wolf is actually going to be the Golden Bears of Barron, coming in at 5-1 here as well. And then your, oh, I remember what that is again, because it's ABC. So that's why Wisconsin Connection Academy is there. And then looking at your top 3 here, this was very close because all 3 of these teams are undefeated. The difference that it's going to break down to is that we looked at points per game as well. It was our tiebreaker differential. I know it's not listed on our document, but these teams were so mirrored close that we had to find some way to differentiate between the divisions. So Durand, Arkansas scored 6.2 points per game, where Pacelli scored 5.7. So that is going to be our tiebreaker. So Division 3 as is going to be Valders as the 1, Durand, Arkansas 2, Pacelli 3, Barron 4, Little Wolf 5, Wisconsin Connection Academy 6, Deerfield 7, Winnebago Lutheran 8, Wisconsin Virtual Learning 9, Lomira Lions 10, Wisconsin Height 11, Williams Bay 12, Bondwell 13, Bruce at 14, Phillips 15, and Random Lake at 16. So that is going to be, again, your tentative Division 3 bracket. I'm just going to double check one quick thing to make sure that I have it correct. So before I click submit, I just want to go ahead and ensure that that is 100%. So I'm going to save it for right now. I'm not going to click this red start playoff button. So So we should be able to go ahead and jump over to, let's go Division 2. So you're gonna get to see some of this. So, all right. So I don't have scores because we don't have people checked in. So I'm gonna have to do Division 2 later. So. All right, Division 1. Let's see here. So we'll switch over there. All right, so Division 1 was really close. It's going to be quite the competition. So, um, uh, Bombad General. Um, you can't check in to submit scores if you don't link your Epic IDs. So, just like you can't get points in Fortnite if you don't link your accounts. Just like you won't be able to submit your League of Legends or Valorant games if you don't link your Riot IDs. All right, so we'll do Division 1 then. So again, we will go ahead and start with the 16th seed. Coming into the playoffs here is our friends at Oak Creek, coming in at 3-4. And again, it was very close coming from the conference that they were in. There was essentially a three-way or a four-way tie in order to separate some of these. So it was very close in the Division 1 C conference. Coming in at the 15th seed is going to go ahead and be Bayport. And Bayport gets the tiebreaker because they beat Spash and Oak Creek. So also at 3-4. Not to brag, but the next team at 14 is my team. Is the Elkhorn Elks. So, hashtag one herd. Yeah, we got in because we beat Hamilton. So, with the 13th seed, and to talk a little smack, is Port Washington. So I'm happy to see Jeff and team above us. So just a little banter there. Port Washington is coming in at 4-2. They lost to Wisconsin Lutheran and Rural Virtual Academy. So couple of top teams there are the only losses. So if you want to keep an eye on a team, maybe keep an eye on Port Washington to make an upset. So coming in at number 12 is actually already there. It is Racine Case. They're coming in at 3-3. They beat Spash by forfeit. They beat Bayport and then lost to Oak Creek. So again, it's a very jumbled kind of situation down there. So we were looking at averages game 1. And so Case has just a slight advantage in that department. So coming in at 11 is going to go ahead and be Green Bay Southwest. They are coming in at 4-2. Coming in at number 10, also at 4-2, is going to go ahead and be Whitefish Bay. As far as tiebreakers go, their position changes due to a loss to Wisconsin Lutheran. So, in the 9th seed at 4-2 as well is going to go ahead and be Sun Prairie. This is their first season competing in Rocket League with us, so coming in at 4-2. With the 8th seed is going to go ahead and be the Slinger Owls, coming in at 5-1. Their blemish is that they lost to New Richmond. So that's the tiebreaker difference between those two teams. Coming in at also 5-1 with the 7th seed is in place. That's going to be the Rural Virtual Academy. The tiebreaker there is that they lost to De Pere. So again, up here at the top, it's pretty tight. There were a lot of stats that we had to run through in order to make some of these to really figure this out. It took us some time to crunch the numbers. So just above Rural Virtual Academy is going to be New Richmond here. New Richmond coming in 5-1. Again, the tiebreaker for them is that they bested Slinger. They've won a total of 12 games, having only dropped 4. So pretty solid win percentage there. Looking at the 5 seed, we're going to have Chippewa Falls. So again, their first time competing with us and showing up with a record of 5-1, taking the 5 seed in the standings. The 4th seed is going to be De Pere. De Pere coming in at 6-1. Again, the tiebreakers there. De Pere beat Rural Virtual Academy and then lost to Wisconsin Lutheran. So they are coming in at 16-3 for matches won. So pretty solid outing there. Looking at then the 3 seed is going to be Wisconsin Lutheran. That's because they're coming in at 5-1, having dropped 6 matches here. So the number 2 and number 1 seed, both coming in at 6-0. The only slight difference is one team won 15 games and lost 5. The other one won 18 games and lost 2. The overall number 1 seed for Division 1 this year is going to be newcomer Middleton Cardinals, having the perfect record there, and having only dropped 2 maps, or 2 rounds, I should say. This will be our number 1 seed. So yeah, Division 1 here: Middleton, Waukesha West, Wisconsin Lutheran, De Pere, Chippewa Falls, New Richmond, Rural Virtual Academy, Slinger, Sun Prairie, Whitefish Bay, Green Bay Southwest, Racine Case, Port Washington, Elkhorn, Bayport, and then Oak Creek, making your top 16. So this will be the bracket that goes in. Yeah, so I will go ahead and once again, I will save this and the order. I will not click submit yet. I'm just going to verify and double check everything. So if I make a mistake, I don't screw everything up too bad. I'll jump back over to Division 2. I see Mr. Nolte is working. So we'll double check to see it has been completed. All right, so with it being completed, all right, so time to do the tiebreakers. So we'll turn those off. And again, you're not going to be able to see some of this, so. All right, so we'll resolve this tie here. And Again, I have that other spreadsheet that you can't see. I'm not just clicking this. I'll be able to tell you why in a few minutes. So, um, all right, so the teams that didn't qualify. Um, Boy, I wish there was a like a sort button for this. See more. See more. Stanley Boyd. Columbus. Beloit. Richland. Whitewater. Whitewater, New Berlin West. New Berlin West. West Salem. West Salem. Watoma. Two Rivers. And I believe Edgewood. All right, so that is 16. All right, so for Division 2, let's see here. With the 16th seed coming in at 2 and 4 is Jefferson. Coming in at 2 and 4 is Pius at the 15th seed. At the 14 seed, coming in at 3 and 4 is going to be Freedom. Coming in at the 13th seed is going to be the loudest spectator in the room. And that's going to be the Walden Walnuts. At 4 and 2 is newcomer, the Milwaukee School of Language. At 4 and 2 with the 11th seed is going to be Sturgeon Bay. In the 10th seed is going to be at 5 and 2, having defeated Martin Luther but lost to DeForest, is going to be New Berlin Eisenhower. At 4 and 2 with the 9 seed is going to go ahead and be Waupun. 5 and 2 for the 8th seed. It's going to be newcomer Brookfield Academy. At 5 and 1, having lost to Martin Luther but beat New Berlin, and beat Monroe by forfeit is going to be DeForest at 6-1 with the 6 seed is in place. That's going to go ahead and be East Troy. At the 5-1 record, having lost to New Berlin but beat DeForest, is going to be newcomer Martin Luther. So your final 4 are going to be as follows. In 4th place, with an undefeated record with 6-0 and having dropped 2 games to Sturgeon Bay, is going to be Dodgeville. So Dodgeville goes down 1. Coming in at number 3 and top of their conference is going to be Monroe at 6-1, having lost to DeForest by forfeit. In 2nd place and 1st place, both teams coming in undefeated. One team having dropped only 2 games all season, the other dropping 0, with the 2 seed in Division 2 is going to be Fox Valley Lutheran, and the overall number 1 seed is going to be St. Croix Central. Again, both teams being undefeated. St. Croix Central having the perfect season right now, not having lost a single game, and Fox Valley only having dropped 2 games. So your Division 2 seeding will be St. Croix Central 1, Fox Valley Lutheran 2, Monroe 3, Dodgeville 4, Martin Luther 5, East Troy 6, DeForest 7, Brookfield Academy 8, Waupun 9, New Berlin Eisenhower 10, Sturgeon Bay 11, the Milwaukee School of Language at 12, the Walden Walnuts at 13, Freedom at 14, Pius at 15, and Jefferson at 16. So we'll go ahead and save, and once again, I am going to proof all of the standings in order to go ahead and make sure that everything is correct before I click Start Playoffs, because playoffs start on Tuesday of this next week. So please make sure the next 2 Tuesdays you're ready to go. State is on the 24th. If you make it to the quarterfinals, you will advance and play on site at North Central Technical College. We have a number of individuals that are going to be coming in attendance. We have about 6 or 7 colleges that are coming. Again, please invite all of your friends, family, relatives, pen pals, anybody that you really want. Come and pack the house. We'll have Overwatch 2 going as well. Rocket League is our main title that we'll be crowning some state champions for. Just come out, support everybody, cheer them on. Don't make X-Ray lose his voice again at state this year. Bring the volume, bring the noise. Come and support the players and teams. So even if you're not in the bracket, it's okay. Please come on up and hang out for the day. So. All right, that is going to be it for me tonight. I will try to proof these and have them ready to go by tomorrow morning. Otherwise, I'm going to go get some dinner myself. So thank you. Have a good night. Any questions, just let me know. Otherwise, I shall see you tomorrow.